श्रीलंका के राष्ट्रपति गोटाबाया राजपक्ष अपने पद से इस्तीफा दे चुके हैं और अब नए राष्ट्रपति के चुनाव का रास्ता साफ हो गया है। 19 तारीख को नामांकन होगा और 20 तारीख को होगा चुनाव। इस वक्त मेरे साथ मौजूद है विपक्ष के बड़े नेता सजित प्रेमदासा साहब। सर, so can you officially confirm us that you are going to file nomination for the presidential election?
We as a party and as an alliance decided many days ago that we will be contesting for the position of president if a vacancy occurs. And now it has been confirmed officially through Parliament. And today also we had several meetings. We had a main meeting of the main opposition party. And once again, they chose me as the candidate in a unanimous manner.
So today also you had a meeting. So what has been decided? Could you please tell us if you want to?
Well, as I told you, that we will be contesting for the post of the president.
Okay. And so how confident are you? Do you have a number? Because there are certain figures that are coming out. So are you confident of winning?
You have to understand, usually the president is chosen by the voting electorate out of 22 million people. Right now, 225 members of parliament will be choosing the president. Now, the issue here is the present composition of parliament was decided in 2020 August. So you have the executive president Gotabaya Rajpaksha fleeing the country as the president. The legislature is a majority of his supporters. So it is not a fair reflection of the views and aspirations of the people on the ground. So you have to understand the whole issue in that particular context. However, I have put my name forth and we'll see on Wednesday what happens.
In fact, we got the information that Ranil Wickremesinghe is also going to file nominations. So how do you see his candidature as a president candidate?
Well, he's now part and parcel of the Gotabaya Rajpaksha administration. So basically, his winnability is determined by the same MPs who supported Gotabaya Rajpaksha.
So he has a better chance, or he got number? Are you saying that thing?
No, basically people of the country know that the president is going to be chosen by the members of parliament, where when you look at the composition of parliament, virtually 2/3 are part and parcel of the Gotabaya Rajpaksha administration. So even a preschool kid could understand what's happening.
As we all know that Sri Lanka is going through a tough situation. So what's your roadmap for current situation, and how to go forward to take Sri Lanka out of this crisis?
Sri Lanka is in a devastated position because of the ill-advised, impractical economic policies implemented by the Gotabaya Rajpaksha administration. We will have to go through substantial restructuring and reforms, a back-to-basics approach, bring to the green the indicators that are in the red. You take the macroeconomic indicators, the microeconomic indicators, the economic growth rates, inflation, unemployment, the triple deficits, the budget, balance of payments, trade deficit. And if you look at the microeconomic indicators in terms of firms, households, individuals, everyone is suffering. The whole system is crumbling. It's all because of this particular administration's ill-advised, imprudent policy decision making. So we have to reverse that. We have to ensure that export-led growth, information technology, export-led development is promoted. We have to ensure that entrepreneurship thrives. We have to ensure that corruption is eradicated so that you will have more foreign direct investments coming in. There are lots to be done. There are lots that can be done. But unfortunately, for 3 years, Sri Lanka has been led in the direction of disaster. And it's a self-made disaster. And it's a man-made disaster.
In fact, we all knew that Gotabaya Rajpaksha fled from the country. So what do you think? Whether he fled himself or he got support from the government and administration also, because he took Sri Lankan Air Force flight?
I have absolutely no knowledge, no personal knowledge of the details of his travel. I think those questions are best asked from the members of the government.
And lastly, what kind of help are you looking from the international community to take Sri Lanka out of this situation and crisis?
I have always maintained that it is incumbent upon every member in the international community to help and support the Sri Lankan people. Yes, the Sri Lankan government has led the country to this disaster. Please don't victimize the 22 million people for the faults of the government. Try to provide Sri Lanka with the maximum possible support and assistance as much as possible. And I'm extremely grateful that the Indian Prime Minister has taken a bold step to provide tremendous support to help Sri Lanka in providing the basic human needs for the Sri Lankans.
Would you like to give any message or any request to Indian Prime Minister or Indian government, because the situation is definitely very critical here, as you are mentioning?
Well, Prime Minister Sri Modi, Honorable Modi, has been very kind and very gracious to support Sri Lanka. And my humble request to Sri Modi and also to the people of India and the government of India is to continue their unstinted support to our motherland.
साफ तौर पर साजिद प्रेमदासा, जो कि विपक्ष के, श्रीलंका में विपक्ष के बड़े नेता, राष्ट्रपति पद का जो चुनाव हो रहा है उसमें एक प्रमुख उम्मीदवार के तौर पर सामने आ रहे हैं, उन्होंने साफ तौर पर भारत सरकार और प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी से भी अपील की है कि वो जिस तरह से लगातार सहयोग किया जा रहा है वो जारी रखें, क्योंकि श्रीलंका के इस वक्त बेहद बुरे हालात हैं। और रही बात राष्ट्रपति के चुनाव की, तो साजिद प्रेमदासा सर का साफ तौर पर ये कहना है कि देखिए, आज की तारीख में जो सांसद राष्ट्रपति का चुनाव करेंगे वो उसमें से 2/3 ऐसे हैं जो कि गोटाबाया राजपक्षे और महेंद्र राजपक्षे की जो सरकार थी, जो रनिल विक्रमसिंघे जिसमें प्रधानमंत्री थे, उनके समर्थन वाले हैं। ऐसे में चुनाव निश्चित तौर पर काफ़ी ज़्यादा जो है एक तरीके से चुनौतीपूर्ण होगा, लेकिन फिर भी उस चुनौती को स्वीकार कर रहे हैं और अपना नामांकन के लिए तैयार हैं। सहयोगी कैमरा पर्सन मनोज अधिकारी के साथ अंकित गुप्ता, एबीपी न्यूज़, कोलंबो।